All right, everybody, and how we doing today? I am back here at home in none other than the Tombstone Tavern, host of Double Barrel Podcast. And yes, I'm coming at you with another single barrel blast. And this today, ladies and gentlemen, is an interesting list that I've decided to make because this is none other than my top 5 starter bourbons that I would recommend for people trying to get into bourbons. Okay, let's dive on in. Now, the whole reason I created this list is if you've watched our podcast, you've seen Justin. He's a clear guy. He's a vodka guy. He's a tequila guy. He's not a the brown liquors type guy. That's more my department. And if you've seen our first podcast where I started him out on the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523, it was a total wreck. It was a train wreck. I feel so bad. I was a horrible best friend to that poor man. But it started presenting me with an interesting concept of what would I recommend? And now that I have the knowledge and the experience that I have in the bourbon world, what would I start people out on who are just wanting to get into the bourbon world? Okay, so we're going to read like a book here like we always do on all my lists. We're going to read left to right. Let's go ahead and get started here. Now, these are not in any particular order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just, hey, these are the 5. Now, the cool thing is, all but one of these is readily available at pretty much any liquor store. That's the cool thing. All right. We're going to start with none other than Blue Notes Crossroads. Okay, now the reason why I put Blue Notes Crossroads on this list because it is 100 proof and it is finished in a French oak cask, giving it some more rich vanilla chocolate notes, but it's not overly potent on the burn. That's the thing that I'm trying to eliminate here is that intense burn flavor and that kerosene note that comes through for a lot of people just breaking into the bourbon world. We all started there, we all get it. Therefore, this one just gives good notes of vanilla caramel, gives some good toasted notes, a little bit of marshmallow notes in there too, and some good oak. It's a very easy first bottle to start people on so they can explore some very good notes that are very forward. You don't really have to dig a lot for them. This bottle is about, what did we buy this one for? I think I spent like $4 to $5 on this one. Is that what I spent on it? Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. Alicia's down here helping me out this weekend because I'm trying to get some good videos for you guys before I go back to Colorado. Yeah, $45 for $45 for a good starter bourbon. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay, moving down the line. Now, this is a painful one for me to put on this list. However, though, I've got to take my personal opinion out of the equation. We have here the bourbon that's endorsed by Chris Stapleton. It is none other than the Traveler's bourbon that is the newest release from Buffalo Trace. Now, I personally don't care for this one a lot, but the reason why it's on the list is because it is a very easy drink. It's a very mellow drink. There's not a lot going on in this bottle. You get some Thanksgiving spices, you get some caramel notes, vanilla notes, and that's about all I get. It is an easy drink though, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a 45% volume. So yeah, it's a 95 proof bottle. It's a good, easy one. It's pretty readily available now, and it's only about $30 to $40. It's a good one to start out on. All right, let's go on and jump down here further. I just did a TikTok on this guy, and it was very good. I believe Basil Hayden's is worth the hype. Now, this is just their normal one. This is just the Kentucky Straight, and it's a good bottle. It's very viscous, very creamy. A lot of good notes. Now, what's interesting about this bourbon, though, is I get a lot of dried fruit notes. I don't usually get a lot of dried fruit notes on a bourbon, but this one does not burn a lot. It's just very easy on the palate. Good flavors, good fruit-flavored notes. I definitely recommend this one. And this one's about a $50 bottle of bourbon. It's anywhere between $45 to $50. It's an 80 proof, a little bit on the weaker side, but that's okay. When we're getting into bourbons and we're introducing people, we want to start at that 80 to 100 note. We want to be careful going any higher than that for obvious reasons. Now, this is the one that sometimes isn't always available, and you gotta dig for it a little bit. But it's none other than, you guessed it, the 1792 small batch. Now, this one's a $30 bottle of bourbon. Yes, $30. This is in a phenomenal, as far as budget bourbons go, this is in the top 3 all day long. Okay, here's what I get on this one. I get a lot of good butterscotch, caramel, vanilla notes, complemented by some good, rich undertone lines with a little bit of some like cinnamon, pumpkin spice notes. But I also get a good little bit of wood and oak notes coming through there with some nice good smoke undertones. Now, here's what's interesting about this one though. I sometimes get a little bit of pepper, you know, that little bit of black pepper that comes through. And I like pepper. I'm a big guy that likes pepper. That's just an interesting note that I pick up on this one. My uncle's tried it with me. He couldn't find it. And that's okay. Because sometimes other people, their palates are different. We're going to pick up different notes from each other. If you can find this, this is an amazing starter bourbon. I'd probably say it is the best starter bourbon out there. Okay? Anyway, and then rounding us out is none other than the good old Buffalo Trace. Yes, you guessed it. $30, 25 to 30 bucks, you got Buffalo. And it's just like when you go to the casino. If you go to the casino and you play that slot machine, it goes, Buffalo! Well, there you go. Buffalo Trace is the guy to start people out on. I personally, if you were to ask me, who would you pick out of these two? Sorry. I get a couple more notes out of this guy. I actually get some good oak notes and some good smoke notes. I don't get them out of this. I really don't. Now, my uncle said he got butterscotch, caramel, vanilla, and a good underline of like some Thanksgiving spices in there, plus a good little bit of oak. I'm like, I can't taste it. I'm getting vanilla, caramel, and that was about it for me. I wasn't really getting a lot. However, though, this is good. Now, the 1792, I apologize. This one's a 93.7 proof. That's a good proof. I like that one on that one. Buffalo Trace, 90 proof. It's 45%. So that means that this guy's also 90 proof. Sorry, I misspoke there. 45 is 90. Yeah, anyway, those are my top 5 picks if you're going to start a friend or a colleague out on bourbon. All right, guys, as always, my name is Chris. I'm coming at you from Double Barrel Podcast. This has been another Single Barrel Blast. Don't forget to check us out on all the streaming platforms. Like and subscribe us and drop us some comments. We need some comments. Give us some things to try. Give us some things you want to see from us because we're starting to gain some traction out there. Always remember, never drink and drive. Never mix your guns and alcohol. You all stay safe out there and have a great time. We'll see you back here next time.